Sangha Chodang Tsuke Chonla, Chantra Padu Dana Gyabdachi. Nage Jinzoya, Chishi Jibi, Sun Ji, Dola Penche Sangha Ndruwa. Sangha Chodang Tsuke Chonla, Chantra Padu Dana Gyabdachi. Nage Chishi Jibi, Sun Ji, Dola Penche. Sangha Chodang Tsuke Chonla, Chantra Padu. Dāgē chēshē jībē sōnam jī dōlā pēchē sāngyēn rūwā rūyā. Some music? I heard some music. Huh? You know, what do you call theater or you show things in the West one? Then before you act, there's a music going on. You start music first, then you start to act. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so my most dear, most kind, most precious, wish fulfilling, because of certain things, and particularly the students and the particular sanghas in the FPMT. Of course, my garbage, Buddha's teaching. Of course, that's I'm not saying garbage, but my own talk is garbage. So, of course, when that helpful, even other sanghas who are not FPMT, of course, most welcome, beneficial, of course. So, okay, so this, so originally Maximo, what's his rest name? Story. He mentioned a long time ago, eons ago, he mentioned that it didn't mean Lama Tsongkhapa Institute has been there or the monastery had been there eons ago. He's not said that, but he asked me a request because the sanghas, particularly in Italy, I think, encouragement. You see, so he felt something went down. And already, we have a lot of sanghas before in Italy, monks, nuns, but I think monks are disrupted different years. It happened. So so that so goes. So of course, the center, of course, of the environment it changes in different times. So also depend a lot of the environment. See, that's good. That which courageous. That's build up brave heart, hero. Heroine, the brave heart to really overcome problems, to really, practice Dharma, really practice morality, to really overcome the attachment, to really overcome delusion, the black, worse than outside, It's nothing outside pollution. It's nothing. It doesn't make it. If you die with that, you don't get a Lord illness. Not about that. It's non-virtue. If you're non-virtue, you get reborn Lord illness. It's not by pollution. You even die, but it doesn't mean even cancer, a virus, doesn't mean you die. It doesn't mean you get a reborn Lord illness. Nothing that. If you're non-virtue, negative is stronger than positive, then you get a Lord illness. So that's a question of how do you practice Dharma, how do you practice purification, correctly pure, strongly. Yeah, it's all different that. Yeah, it's all different. How much you practice bodhichitta? How much you practice the kata? That will be real, the emptiness. Yeah, so without talking about Tantra, without talking about Buddhist Tantra. So everything bodhichitta, goodbye Lord Realm, goodbye Lord Realm. Then if you mention that, if you actualize, goodbye death, goodbye birth, goodbye all age series, Then in the West, you make up young. If you spend millions of dollars, you make up young. This is getting loose, the tired up, this is getting this arm is getting loose, the tired up. But it didn't look good. But it didn't look as before. No. It still didn't look. It was a little bit terrifying. It looks. If you try to fix it up, not hanging. Yeah, what's his name? The one who was acting this. Michael Jackson went to many numberless times in the makeup shops, make this change every time, but doesn't look. In my view, it doesn't look right. It becomes kind of strange. Maybe even the methods be different. But your judgment is your personal judgment. We didn't view your different mind, your own mind, in the good or bad. But it's different for other people. View their different mind. So anyway, so goodbye all that. You see, if you maintain lamrim, if you practice Dharma, practice lamrim, Zopa, the Rudava Drangla to good Rajan, the good Buddha, the correct devotion, the good. I didn't say Buddha, goodbye. It's the basic things, goodbye. All the suffering of the Lord realm, the suffering of samsara, goodbye. See. So with the apple day goodbye doctor said. Huh?
Good night,
But then, difficult to, maybe when you're listening to Dharma, yes, it's right, it's true. But then when you close the book or when you leave the teaching, then back to samsara, back to Lord, completely, mind. Dharma is not there. Dharma is very far. Like Tibet or Africa, or like moon, very far. It's the Dharma. Until you come back to the teaching, then read book. Yes. Very true, yes. Somebody might get upset. Yeah? Saying true. Like this. I don't look at the book. I don't look at Dharma book. It's so terrifying me. It's like that. For somebody like that. Somebody they're teaching, talking about samsara, Lord. I don't like. This is not for me. But then because the ignorance, you don't know. You're following the cause of samsara. You're following the cause of Lord. No idea. You have big ignorance. That's what we're doing. But then you don't like suffering, you want happiness. So then, if you like suffering, you don't like happiness. Then that's special. That's different. You like suffering, you don't like happiness. Okay, well then it's up to you. You see, you don't have to concern karma and all this, and a bad, good thoughts and bad thoughts. You don't concern. Yeah, so you do all the bad things. You like because you like suffering, because you want suffering. You do all the bad things. You don't do good things, because they bring happiness. You don't like happiness. but it's not that. Of course, you see, how many times you check in the hospital to find out, to not have diseases, to not have cancer, to not this, and that, and this, and that. You see, you go to the hospital all the time, you spend so much money, you know, to take care of yourself. Well, how much you spend money to take, to not get cancer, all this. Wow. Then you see, then you do exercise, you know. Wow, after the work, when you finish work, you go to sleep, then you go around the city, you walk, you jump, you kind of jogging, you jog the whole city, you run, jog, you ride bicycles, you do whatever you best to make you healthy, to not die. Basically, to not die, long time, to not die. You know? Wow, you spend so much time to make the body in good shape, at least. I mean, that's one thing, a good shape. Some people go for good shape, the body. So we spend so much money in that. Good shape, wow. You know, good shape, what do you call English?
Fit.
Good fit, good fit, Yeah, so, then, to not disease, basically to not die. So you go by bicycle, then you go jogging, all kinds of that. Then, you know, then you eat, come back and eat, sleep, of course. Yeah. But that is not the answer. But if you want happiness, you don't want suffering, that's not the answer. That's not the ultimate answer. That's what the people in the world, they think, they believe. They think it's but that's not the answer. That's not problems. Okay. That doesn't stop to not get cancer, to not get virus and all that things. Yeah. So you get. So if you karma, you get. If you karma, those not get purified. You create karma to get those not purified, then you get. So like that life is very short. The precious human life that you can do, that which can be done any worst thing to yourself, to the world, to the sentiment. But there's something which can do best for you, for the every sentient being, every helping, every hunger, every animal is everyone in the water, the ocean. It's mostly comes with eye, but with vision. Large like mountains. Some are like flowers, some are different. Some you don't know which is animal, they look like storm. But there's some animals come around, you know, it's up. Some animal can come around, open up, it's a look animal, looks like rock. I don't know the name. So in the ground above, in the bushes, it was tiny insect. The tree, in the people's body. Simple, I don't know how. Simple, Serenus, but I don't know the name. Simple, 21,000. There's a name, she calls her name. Those tiny beings are usually the human body. And that's normally. So the numberless human being, numberless the numberless universe, scientifically mentioned, not only Buddha. So then so reborn. So what is so now? Yeah, so the best for the. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Best for you, do that. So human being can do both. Depend on environment. Depend on your karma. Your life can become worst. Your life can become best. Depend on your karma. This is what you meet. Good. Virtuous leader or non-virtuous leader. So the environment. Okay, now finito. All right. So first, do you have number how many sanghas we have now?
Not exactly.
The Sangha who is working, who is in charge of the Sanghas, should know how many Sanghas each time, each year, each month. Huh?
Yes, yes.
How many dies, how many born, I mean, not born, they should know that. So many reasons why Western Sanghas, monks, nuns. Why I say they're so special, the general Tibetan monks, nuns. And you people mostly don't know Tibetan letter, can't read text. Most people can't read text, can't speak language, can't read text. But only what comes in English. So only that you can understand. So only what comes in English. And then, of course, even that depends on, there's so many, I don't know, name called Buddhist or Buddhism. But you see, in the room where you meditate, there's not even one Buddha statue. You can't have not a totally empty room, and So I don't think there's even a refuge in meditation relying on Buddha Dharma Sangha. I don't think so. there's even that talk. So only emptiness, only emptiness. Talks about only emptiness, nothing else, no bodhichitta. You don't hear name bodhichitta in your life if you don't have marriage. To hear bodhichitta name, you have so much marriage, even to hear the name, not alone to hear the teachings and practice. Live that far, live that, just to hear them. So, can't hear name bodhichitta in your whole life. Even you think you're Buddhist or higher mental emptiness or so it's like that. So karma, so basically it's a person's karma. To not karma, to learn about bodhichitta, to practice, to actualize from no way. Then not correct, not to correct emptiness, not even correct, emptiness. Besides fourth very popular school philosopher, the modern school, the person can live that. You see, I mean, you have to realize person's view to eliminate the root of samsara, the ignorance holding the I as a real. Well, it's not. Of course, it doesn't mean it doesn't and it doesn't exist, but it exists. It exists. The I exists in mere name. I exists in mere name. So it is like doesn't exist. I want you to know that from the beginning. It exists, but actually how it exists in mere name. So it is like doesn't exist. Like I said, like L-I-K-A, L-I-K-E. What?
Yes.
E, L-I-K-E. Oh, it is like doesn't exist. You must write down in your heart and your bones. So, bread, whichever you think important, heart, bread. All your body, all your skeleton. And I'm talking. So that. Yeah, so what I'm saying, or need to realize Pasanga's view. Yeah, all the other schools for emptiness. There's different going to their school. Yeah, but without reality, without that, Pasanga's realization that you can't eliminate. You root of your samsara. Ignorance holding the I. So not even mathematical school, Sautandrika, not even that. Not complete. It's near, but it's not complete. So if I want some details, basis to reliable I is the aggregates. At the moment, for us, all the 5 aggregates. Aggregates of form, feeling, cognition, compound aggregates, and consciousness. But of course, generally, 풍방하고 강론은 딱 쭉, 강상. So, the 5 aggregates. So there's depend on relating to or depend on any of this from the 5, any of that. They're labeled. Depend on that labeled. There's I. There's person. There's a Q. Q is a capable being. That's what is in debating subject from very, very early times you learn that. What is being? What is the definition of living being? What is the definition of person? That you see. From very, very beginning, from very young time, very beginning you learn those things, the definition. Where in the West, even if you finish university, you don't have an idea of what is being. You don't, English. So if you ask, then there's many books talks about. So what about mind? Many pages about mind, but still you don't get clear what the mind is. So like that. I got a book, but it's supposed to explain mind, but still doesn't have a clear, kind of something like Tibetan. The Dharma, I mean, it came from India, but their philosophy. So, something very clear here. See, but doesn't have English. Can't find. After reading many books, you can't. There's many stories. So anyway, because I say for example, the formless realm doesn't have form, so there will be there's no aggregate form. There will be others aggregates, but not form. Like that example. They are the beings, not having all the best of label I. There's doesn't have all the 5 as we have now. So that's there are different samsara beings like that. What I would say, yeah. So you see, on the aggregates, definitely there's no I from there. From the aggregates. So, yeah. From above the gate, there's an I. Totally. An I. But so powerfully, the thought labeled. Thought labeled, so powerful exists. There is no I from the side of the aggregates. But the thought so powerfully labeled I. So there is no I from the aggregates, but there is an I on this. There is no I from that, but there is an I on this, on the aggregates. There is a real I on this, I guess. Properly imputed by the mind. So I think that is the Madhyamika Savatantika's view, the correct understanding. The non-true existence, the emptiness of I, non-true existence. So what now? Why it is not Prasangika's Mathanjiva realization, emptiness, the most correct view? Why is not? Is no. There's one thing left. Why it is not pure? It's a Prasangika view. So there's no I from the aggregates. There's no I from the aggregates, totally. But there's an I on the aggregates. There's a real I on the aggregates. So if you realize there's no real I on the aggregate, you see? So, in other words, there's no I, according to that, there's no I on the aggregates. You see, I said there's no real I on the aggregates. So, you see, the person gives as a Savatandrika view. Yeah, there's an I on the aggregates. You see, existing from its own side, existing by nature. That person gives view, it's correct. Yeah. This is not truly the I, but that I existing from the existing by nature. So that means that you have to rely on that. So the truly existence means not labeled by the mind. So they accept labeled by the mind. What they don't accept is mere labeled by the mind. They accept that, they think for them, for nihilism, like it doesn't exist. So they accept labeled by mind. See, so there's a real I, I guess. So according to that, there's an I on that case. So, yeah. Because the basis, because relating to the aggregates, because that is existing, so I exist in mere name, mere level by the mind. You see, that's a Pasanga's view. What I exist, what I is extremely subtle, unbelievable, most unbelievable subtle, most unbelievable fine. What the I is. It's like, yeah. So comparing to what appears to us, what we normally believe by our ignorance, the real I, not leveled by the mind, truly I, what definition of what a person, South Tantric view, or the truly existent according to the South Tantric view. Yeah, much more finer. Existing from its own side. So appearing and believing. I, which is not merely labeled by the mind. Oh, that is a very subtle gaccha, object to be reputed. That's a whole Prasangika. So subtle gaccha, object to be reputed. So subtle. So the I, though it's not merely labeled by the mind. Oh, so subtle. Oh, that we have to realize, recognize. The I is totally into that. There's no, there's no, that which is not merely labeled by mind. There's no that at all, and there's no that at all, even then, on the basis I. So that is So that realization, emptiness, then will only help not causing danger to fall extreme nihilism and externalism, but it only helps to realize how the I exist. That is, the I exists mere name, the commitment truth, absolute truth realizing, then commitment truth, as a result, they realize that true truth. So you see the I, you realize the I, but it's something completely not what you thought from beginning to birth. Not only from this morning, not only from birth, not only but from beginning to birth, what appears, what you believe, not that. What I is. So extremely subtle. So there's I on that, but there's no real one. There's I on that aggregate, but there's no real one. Also, you have to get, at least you have to get that in mind. There's no real one. There's no real I there. So, what exists in the mere name? There's no real I. Existing from inside. What a person can sometimes believe existing from inside. It says by nature. Oh, that is the truly existent according to Sautandrika. Not person, not truly existent according to a person here. Truly. So that is not truly existent according to Sautandrika. So here our Runga says, so there's no idea. So what is? To make it simple. There's no idea aggregates. There's no real idea. There's no real I on the aggregates. So, like that, aggregates, form, sound, smell, taste, sentence, object, all the, everything, even there. The real one there. So all the hallucination. Why else realize not there on the aggregate. That thing is there. So all the rest is same. You know. The content is this Dharma. So all the rest, believing the real one, everything is the real one. So, the swappy, so it's hallucination. This is a meditation. You have to think about that. It's totally something else, the reality. Then what we believe, what appears to us, what we believe, it's all hallucination. That meditation emptiness like this. It's not easy thing. It's not easy to understand. You have to a lot of merit to understand, to realize this. It's not that. It doesn't mean I realize doesn't mean that for me it takes so many years, lifetime to purify mind, purify negative karma, development, collect merit. You know, all this, Lama Tsongkhapa, so many 100,000 protestations, but that Buddha, the military part, so many hardship in practice. Any great Lama who has realized path, you realize story, how much hardship they practice, how much hardship. Wow. Oh, then at the end, they realize path, achieving. Oh, that's it. Anyway, so I don't know why I came this. I don't know why I came this. So see, I'm saying, as there's no eye on the aggregates. Some they say, all you can think the real eye. So all the rest on the aggregates, believe, appearing there, believing there. Total hallucination. We live life in total hallucination. From beginning as but not from this morning, not from birth. Just completely life hallucination. So whole world living in hallucination, including ants, normal people, not only rich people, brilliant rich people, president, beggars, old people, children, even the ants, even the tiny beings. So you touch, they are afraid, get scared. So that means believing in the real I. So something happened to me, harm, so you get fire. You see? So reality, that's not real I. There is the belief, it's the belief, there's such thing. What exists is what is immediately able by mind. So the conclusion, there's no real I there, there's no real this there. So there's no this there. There's no this appearing from there. There is no such thing. There's no I appearing from there. From the I, you see? There's such thing. Is that hallucination? Is there such thing? Oh, all the rest, samsara, nirvana, hell, enlightenment, happiness, problem, everything appearing from there do not exist in even name. Even name. Okay. So that should be our daily life meditation. Mindfulness. Nothing is there. Nothing is there. Nothing's there appearing from object side. Like there's no enemy, there's no real enemy from there. There is no real friend from there. So that there's no I from there. On the I guess there's no I from there, from appearing from the I appearing from the I. On the guess there's no I appearing from the I. Nothing there. So like that, everything, I said before, not there, and I said appearing from there, not there. Okay? Oh, that's the reality. That one mindfulness practice, so deep, so profound. Oh, then, you see, that's the antidote. For attachment, you have a problem with it, then it's total. Anger, if you have anger to somebody, that's the total remedy to the ignorance. for all the delusions. There's one remedy for all the delusions. Okay? One practice for one remedy, one practice, all the delusions. So, there's what so by meditating on dependent rising, you see, then destroy all the delusion. So, I remember I think it's from the chapter, I think. By destroying ignorance, it destroys ignorance, then all the delusion is undue. That. So, great meditation. Otherwise, I'm walking, I'm eating, I'm stealing. You can do anything. Mindfulness, I'm stealing. From there you can use many examples. I'm doing this. So how does that become antidote to delusion? The cause of samsara, cause of delusion. Okay, so, all right. I don't know why I came to the point. So I told you, the most important, one of the most, besides bodhichitta, for sutra practice, most important water, mindfulness, emptiness. Wow! That one you can do great. Your life is great every day. Every day, every hour, every minute. It's most profound. Wow, we do the most important meditation. Yeah. Okay, all right. Should I stop or continue a little bit? A little bit. 1 minute. 5 seconds. All right. So I say, yeah. You don't read it, so you don't read Tibetan, you don't speak the language, so only what is in English. So I said, and there are all kinds of teachings, meditation, called meditation, but for us as a beginner, no wisdom, no Dharma wisdom, what is best, what is no good, what's best. You do free from samsara, free from lordship, you have no idea. Yeah, so whatever you see the book, you might think it's the best, but it's so difficult. So everything is up to your karma. That's it. So most people don't guide whole life. So karma. So very pity, very, don't have good guide, don't correct teacher. Guide. So that's the one most important word. As far as even intellectual understanding has to correct. Then you can correct and practice. So anyway, that's one thing. But nowadays, yes, there are many books by His Holiness, translated by good translators. Yeah. Yes, even just His Holiness, there are many books, so many books. So those are, yes, very good to rely on that. Otherwise, just meditation, what you call meditation, blah, 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 blah. There can be 100,000, but you don't have wisdom. You wouldn't be we don't have wisdom, so then if you meet the wrong path or correct reason, then you're in the West your whole life. Not only West, it could cause samsara, could cause a lot of your whole life. You think you're a meditation, whatever, practicing Dharma, but you don't know. So it's like that, it's like blind person. They think there's a road, but then you see, then you see, or maybe hallucination, there's a road, but a river, then went down precipices. Like that, or poison the food. It's poison the food, kills you, you die. But then it's so delicious. This so delicious food was, so we don't know it's poison. There are many examples. So the Dharma practice like that. You don't know well. If you don't have wisdom, first then it's so difficult. You don't have a guide, correct guide. So anyway, so that's one part, general cursory explanation. So to appreciate the student, not only a student in FPMT, but those who have met correct gurus, who give correct teachings of Buddha. Then also Lama Tsongkhapa teaching. So that's why it's incredible. That's general. Right. So if you know Tibetan or there's so many Dharma books. Lama Tsongkhapa teaching, but teachings come from Buddha. Somebody you can learn even by yourself, or you can get teaching from the correct guru, correct teaching you receive. There's so many opportunities. It's like you have not the eye. It's like you open the eye. It's like you have touch eye, sort of like that. You see, you can read all the Dharma books, what the Tibetan. So, so you can. There's an opportunity to learn the correct teaching center. All right. So therefore, I think you are unbelievable fortunate. Was the Sangha, so I'm not saying only FPMT, but you see, and then particular, I myself don't Dharma, so I just pivot, I learn a little bit and just repeat, you see. So, but you have, many old students receive teaching from His Holiness, really generous, from all the Buddha, who is generous, who is all the Buddha. Your deity, Bajragini, your deity, Emantaka, your deity, Guya Samaja, your deity is Hirika. So, Tara, from all the Buddha, you receive teachings from all the Buddha. The guru who, the embodiment of all the Buddha. So you receive teaching from every single Buddha. So when you receive initiation, when you receive sutra teaching, Tangda teaching, taught Buddha. So I've done that. so fortunate that didn't mean that the great lamas were in the past. Rinpoche, great, many great lamas. You know, not only teaching but realization. With that, they taught us with the not only correct intellect but realization. They taught us. Unbelievable. So originally, you see, those who met Lama, you see, who started the organization, you know. That. So he said, Lama said, he realized emptiness in Tibet, while he was debating in Chera, as a debating course, as a debating courtyard. Yeah, while debating, he realized emptiness. He said, yeah, that's. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, incredible. Great. Yeah, anyway. So fortunate. Unbelievable fortunate. You see, the Sanghas, the old student of the Sanghas. Yeah, old Sanghas, new Sanghas. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. So, you know, to be Sangha in the West, in the Western country, not easy. Not easy. When Son Karmapa came in America, people were so inspired. So many people so inspired, moved their mind by seeing Karmapa, the past life. So there were 100 men, I didn't hear women, but 100 men became monk during his tour. He was in New York. But then next year he came back, all those are disrobed. All those are disrobed. Because they're in a monastery. They do not have light parents. They don't have monastery. So if you have to live by yourself, you have to, with the family, you know. So no monastery. So they're all disrobed. Next year when Islam comes, they're all disrobed. Like that. I'll show you one example. So you see, first of all, you know, in the West, because Buddhism is not their culture, or not their, say, like Christian is their government religion, you know, Christian, or some Christian, some was Catholic, Christian, other. So yeah, so they're like Buddhism is new to the West, totally new. And you see, for example, monks in Thailand, Sri Lanka, Burma, the people know. Because they also lay people can become monk one day, can become monk few years. You know, in that, according to that tradition, according to that tradition, they can do that. But not the Buddhism that happened in Tibet. The tradition doesn't have that. If you to the vow, it's a whole life, except 8 month precepts like that. That we do it for one day. So these countries, these Buddhist countries, even the government is Buddhism. So everybody respects the monk. In Thailand, you see, in the early morning, I was going to the airport from the hotel, 5-star hotel. The 6 o'clock, it's just light start to rise. The ladies holding the food tray, they kneel down like this. The monks passing through, then they offer. They treat like Buddha. They treat the monk like Buddha, like they see Buddha like that. Unbelievable respect. Wow. So you see, the Tibetans, I think it depends on individuality, how much devotion, how much respect. Generally they do, but I think, but it's other countries, so population itself like that. Like seeing Buddha, they respect the monk. They offer food like that. They wait in by kneeling down. And even few steps that they all say like Buddha, you see, like that. They respect. Incredible like that. So they much support in those Buddhist countries. So much support. And there also lay people. If you're not careful, lay people can criticize because many of them they become monk for a few days. I think the king of Thailand or something did 7 days, was the longest one, I think. Yeah, so so they all know. Then many of them they know what you are supposed to practice. You have to behave correctly. You see, so it helps to the monk also. So they respect the monk. All helps. They also know the monk's vows. Many see they also become monks. So they that way, and also they respect people. They protect. It gives energy for them to be monk or to because public. You see, so easy to live life and get the food and. Even they don't make food in monastery or something. So, see, like Buddha's time, so that's different. So in the West, it didn't have like that. Then you see, they look at very strange in the West. I don't know, and it depends on the past life, imprint left from past life. I think. For example, at the airport, one time, there must be a few times about something I would notice. There's one child at the airport seeing me. I'm a Mickey Mouse, sloth animal in human form. So see me, so I think the boy likes, I think it's a positive imprint from. But he was looking at me so much at the airport next to me, so much, not throwing. So the father wanted boy to not look at me, to turn back on the way, you see, to go through the airport. So, for example, like that. Also, even the dogs. Some dogs in New York. There's one dog, I don't know what you call, black dog, this much. The hairs are longer. I don't know, puzzle, you must know, huh? Poodle. There was a poodle. When in New York, I stayed at Young Jay's house many times, upstairs, So each time when I come out, dogs come from here, dogs come from this road, dogs come from here, from everywhere. There's a small park, so everybody bring the dog there. So dogs come from everywhere. In the building, there's one lady who brings 6 dogs, belong to other family, I think, bring a dog for other people. So anyway, there's one man here, a purple dog, purple dog. So then I started a money paying for him. Then he just look at me continuously, not going. I met 2 or 3 times there. So the man has to go. So after some he look at me. Even the dogs that shows those who have a positive imprint from past life. It shows that in the dogs, not on people. So then some people hate to see the monk in the West. They don't like. They run away. They don't like to see. Also the other side. So you see, so very difficult to get a sport. Maybe now a little bit change. I don't know. In the past, very difficult. Very difficult. No sport for the Sanghas, not nuns. Very difficult. People don't understand all your life. What are you doing? What are you doing in your life? You don't understand. And well, I think, by the way, I want to mention this. It is very important to keep very neat. I mean, of course, your life practice, of course, no question. Then that shows your outside form also neat. Your life is neat, then your outside form shows neat, not messy. If your practice messy, it's like salad. What do you call mixed everything? Salad or what other example? Huh? Tupa. That's not for Western people, tupa. Well, salad, where you put everything jungle. Your life is very messy, about Guru, very messy. You know how many gurus you have no idea. Very messy, your practice, very messy. Then you see your practice very messy, then your life is very messy. Then outside also robes and the hair, everything messy. Everything very messy life. Then people see, this Buddhist, what? Most people don't know what the Buddhist is not. Even they have no idea what kind of religion this is, what kind of freak this is. What kind of freak, yeah? So that's one way. I mean, I see, your life, inner life, not neat, not rich, not messy, very messy. Kaka and salad and all mixed. Then outside very messy. Then discourage other people. What is other people? Then discourage only, not encourage, but discourage. So, yeah, and like that. There shouldn't like that. At least to protect. At least, to help others, to benefit others, not worldly mind, not worldly mind, not for your happiness, not for your, not worldly action, but you see, just help others to rise devotion, others to respect Dharma, to understand Buddhism, respect the Buddhism, Dharma. See, so you take concern, and you do things correctly, you behave correctly. The Sanghas, you behave correctly, need Dharma. Oh, see, that helps. Even external manner helps the sentiments, drive devotion, to appreciate Buddhism. Because so many people, they more and more each year nowadays for his illness, unbelievable wisdom, scarce wisdom. I mean, the compassion, or practical advice. Nobody does it. So, so people each year increases. Yeah, American increases. So then because that they respect his, so then the other those who are Buddhists, Sanghas who do, then they respect the Sangha. Because he sings his heroines. So you see, then the main leader. So then they respect that you see, even you are not you are not really correct. But so anyway, sorry. So there is many difficulties like that. So I'm saying, that's important. Pay attention to others' mind to rise devotion, the collect merit, good karma, to achieve enlightenment. So it's a liberty for sometimes. So you do you care of others. With good heart. You see, benefit. Only think of their happiness, freedom, suffering, sometimes. So, yeah, I mean, your action, your body, your speech, your mind. So anyway, so that's so important. So one Lama, I think, well, put a Rinpoche or Jedukangba, another Lama, advice to a monk when you walk outside, when you yes. So outside people see, so you don't become coolie because carrying carrying like coolie, the whole bunch of things in there. They can do like coolie and so. Yeah, say I rather do not do that. Then, because then people, the outside people, they, their faith could degenerate their faith. They also then they criticize or so instead of growing faith and achieving liberation from samsara, you see, instead of that, then the opposite. You see, like there's so much suffering, you carry this heavy load, so like so much suffering, so like the lay person, like the, like the villagers or in the east, west, I don't see much. So that like, you didn't say that, like Theravadan, to say Theravadan, they don't do like that. So they very neat kind of, what makes other people, their life is suffering. They look at their life, there's so much suffering, relationship. So then look at the monk, they tell about the monk like very liberated, so much freedom that they have. So they have so much freedom, so very neat. So they get right devotion. To be like that, free from samsara. So anyway, that's by the way my talks. That's very important to think of others, to think of the world, to think you bring so much happiness, peace, and cause to rise devotion so much to others, for the Buddhism, for the Buddhism Sangha. And the Buddha Sangha, so I think it's depends so much how you act and how you behave. So with your pure heart. So okay, then so people don't have a devotion. So then. Anyway, so much obstacles, people don't understand your life, and So the very difficult life to nun monk in the West, and so the Tibetan monk nun in the Tibetan community is easier to get help, and especially monasteries what about. So beginnings now we have a monastery in Nalanda. Many years ago, then Jewish Institute for Nuns and other Bendigo name Shirling, and so then there's of course sanghas all over town, many places. Sanghas without monastery, nunnery. Even you try to make a nunnery, but sanghas like Taiwan don't want to stay. Don't want to listen, don't want to stay, so like that. Even we had the house. They're like that. The sanghas all over, yes, many different countries. And in Spain we have a few rooms for nuns. And anyway, so yes, now there are a little more. So Tibetan monastery, they were the mostly they were monasteries, so it's easy to be nun monk like that. So in the West, one way in the West, of course, there are some parents, of course, they like the son monk and the daughter become nun or something. But generally, of course, they don't like if you become monk and nun. Also, parents really they think they're completely crazy. Probably I don't know what kind of crazy they think. I don't know, something very bad. Something very bad when become Sangha. So therefore, general people's they don't especially even before not many people want to come to talk to you, or they want they're like this, they keep away. So anyway, of course, in the East, it's easy to get help, and things like that. So monk nuns, so in the West, it's not being monk and not being nun is many Westerns they prefer. They like you to be not be monk, to not be nun. You see. Then they like that. They don't like the head shaved, or if your parents don't like your head shaved, not your head, your hair. But they're so frightened. I mean, now the police, that changed the whole thing. So many police shaved head, and now things are changing so much in the West. I mean, yeah, you see. So there's many, sorry. So therefore I'm saying, listen, I'm saying, so those who you become monk and nun, is hero, Herior. H-E-R-O. H-I-H-E-R-O, hero. Oh, hero and heroine. Not the heroine, drug, heroine, not that. No. Hero, heroine. Okay? So I say, Western people, people want to become monk and nun while the conditions like this. In your country, the West, people don't like. Oh, they don't understand. Oh, something crazy or something bad, they don't see or something. But then you see, while some of the obstacles feel wrong, they don't understand. They become monk and nun. Hero. I say, you're a hero. Incredible hero. That's a real hero. That's different from the Tibetans in the East. You have to know that. You're a hero. So many the obstacles, so in spite of that, if you want to become monk, nun, and practice Dharma, hero! So, you see, you don't follow people who like to create negative karma, cause lordism, and cause samsara. You see, who you want to be involved within. Or you don't follow, you want to follow Dharma. Free from lordism, free from samsara, even free from Lord Nirvana, and its enlightenment for all sentient beings. Numberless helping, numberless Sangha, numberless women, numberless teaching, freedom from oceans or samsara, bring to the doesn't matter whatever the world, whatever the Western people, your parents, well, what they think that you're bad, but you see, very cold, very bravely. Don't care the other oldest. So you follow Dharma, all the story birth and the higher birth, and then even start samsara, the never even liberation, the freedom, Lord Nirvana, not falling, great never English. First, then sentiment to have. Wow! That's a hero. That's a hero. So you see. Now listen. How many? First World War, Second World War, Third World War didn't happen yet. So, how many people killed it? How many million people? How many 100,000? So they made statue of the person. Then big letters, the statue of person killed some. There's so much service. So he's a hero. He's a hero. But even killing one insect, one person, you have to be just killing one. You have to be killed. Gone karma. The result, you will be killed 500 lifetimes. That those beings whom you have killed, you will be killed 500 lifetimes. Just one car, even insect, even person, all like that. That's the Lord of suffering. All that for that she based thought, the motivation, action, thought the goal, which is this fourth, then rebirth in the Ravina's rebirth in the Lord. Then, even know how many years, how many lifetimes. Then, even in human realm, you have to suffer 3 times. You have to suffer 3 times. What? Okay, I'll stop here. So I can stop here till tomorrow. Tomorrow, next year, next life, goodbye. Okay, thank you. All right. Chanjo Sanjo Rinpoche Ma Jebana Jeje Java Nyamba Me Kone Kondo Pewa Sho Kondera Jeto Dame Vata Jurete de Luame Pisa Game to the Java Ilu Konde taba jinjiro. Oh, then all the people died due to the virus and all those who died, the virus who died, all those people died. Oh yeah, so it is. These are the three dimensional, the Buddhas. Saragunda, Jawa, Tongave, the Josin, the Javanga, Kachetayan, Dharma, Javagunda, Yanda, Lama, Dantame, Chujepala, Lote, Satalam, in the Razone. Doje Sangha Kopan Monastery. I pray for all the sick people, particular virus. Pray for all of them. Semtenya patinya panyu denele taketi toene namalyo bata dojo amem. Semtenya patinya panyu denele taketi toene namalyo bata dojo amem. Semtenya patinya panyu denele taketi toene namal. Tato jungwa mapar show. So due to all the past, Buddhas. In a sentence, whom I see, hear, remember, touch, talk. Innocent being who see me, who hears me, who remember me, who talks to me. That may all the sentient being, the suffering be pacified, and with each of all happiness, including enlightenment, Buddhahood. So I must explain again this prayer, how to benefit. Example, there must be many, I don't know. Some years ago, I was in Australia. At that time, because this prayer I do normally, as I do this prayer. So how to benefit is that? It's Australia. I was going to in Kangaroo Island with Dharma Center. We built a stupa, built Pema Sambhawa, restful one standing in the water. So I was going there to bless all that. So there was one lady I didn't meet. I don't think I met the girl. One lady, she has daughter. Daughter has a bad heart. And then she mother gave her my photo, and she rubbed the daughter's heart. The daughter rubbed her heart, and her heart got better. That's one thing. I think the letter she thanked me, sent message. I think. Then another lady I met there, but boat place. So we had to go by boat. Oh, so the lady had a dog. And the dog was taken, because she was sick, taken to the animal vet. Animal vet. So animal vet people decided, she's going to die. Nothing else, she will die. So she threw the dog at their house, and she put my photo on the post, see. Then dog was sitting there facing to my picture. So she said, dog to refuge. But so since the dog, sat in that way, so since the dog recovered from sickness, so she taken me at the airport, the boat, at the boat place, and we parked the boat, little boat. These are stories that I remember. There must be many other stories, probably I don't know that. So like that. So you see, from far, people who rely on your photo, remember you, so that it helps them, pacify sufferings, achieve happiness. So like that example. So I'm using just some example. How that can help. Okay, so that's why you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. Every day you can pray this, you can help us something. Yeah, so I taught the very famous actress, singer, her name is Fei Yang, famous in China and Hong Kong. And so I stayed 7 days in her. They all took advanced practice one day, which is very good. And now I don't connect for many years ago. She's connected with Karmapa, not his own, but I think she's in China. So, she doesn't know. So anyway, so I taught her, but we should sing, dedicate this. I did all the past. I don't remember word by word, but I did all the past. Yeah, married to Klot Bams, 3 times married to Klot Bams, 3 times married to Klot Bams, Buddhas. Anybody who see me, hears me, some of the song, name touch me, remember me, talk me, so they say, may it pacify all the suffering, physical, mental, depression, whatever, all suffering. And achieve all the happiness, including that one. So, anyway, I don't word by word, I don't remember. This I taught her. This is how you should motivate before the singing. Then will help. There was, I don't know what it was, me or somebody else, in the public. So there was somebody who has a very heavy pain or something, so recovered during that time. But I don't remember about me or somebody else. So like that can happen. If you pray, if you dedicate, you can help. You need to do more dedication. But the power, mind, power, your positive mind, good heart, then benefit to the people. So I told her, okay, so I was, did all. All the past, the best of it, the Ramires, the number listen to him, Buddha, okay? That which is middle level by mind, the I was middle level by the mind. Achieve the Buddhahood, which is the middle level by the mind. Lead all the sense things, middle level by the mind. To that Buddhahood, there is a middle level by the mind. Bamas alone. The whole boy, the Jamadogun, the Zambo, the Andijin, the Gunjadundal, Gavadita Tanjeratungo, to the Jebi Jawat and Dijingo, Agala to the Hawaii. I saw a digging Zambo to Jeradungo. I think his own kindness and yeah. Is that the English is beginning first?
The wish granting.
Not chanting.
The wish granting, wish fulfilling, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneous.
Jeda Gamande Payade Amalu Kale Jove Sambe Kade tome tenzen jatola so kode tenzen toje Thank you very much. Okay. Good night.